Those are
Do it
fun.
in slow-mo.
Oh,
Those are fun. We
record
love
that
those.
120 frames per second. That'd be so funny.
It'd be like
All right,
30 minutes.
Carly, you good?
Yeah.
Ian, you ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna center. Whenever you're ready.
Imagine you're back in ancient times watching a wrestling match. Now, picture it evolving into something that we see today with millions of fans worldwide. This is wrestling, a sport that has lasted and stood the test of time and thrived through it all. Wrestling is one of the oldest sports that has multiple different styles and is still very popular today. First, where it all started. According to a 2025 article published by United World Wrestling, A Brief History on Wrestling, the first real traces of development of wrestling date back to the times of the Sumerians 5,000 years ago. The Epic of Gilgamesh, written in cuneiform, the sculptures and the low reliefs are numerous sources that reveal the first refereed competitions accompanied by music. So this is the Sumerians. I couldn't find like a picture of the engravings, but that's what the Sumerians are. So this is talking about, this is the first refereed match. So this is like the first like official match. It used to be, the mats used to be on like sand or dirt like this, but now all our mats look like this. They're big mats. They're about the circle is 7 meters, so it's like 23 feet in diameter. The mat's 2 inches thick, and so that's what the mats look like now. But back to the history, according to Bob Dellinger's 2025 article, The Oldest Sport, published by NWHF, carvings and drawings estimated to be between 15,000 and 20,000 years old, found in caves in southern Europe, illustrates wrestlers in hold and leverage positions. So this is the first official, like, that we've seen of wrestling, is this, but it wasn't the first refereed match. So that's just like at practice, you would be just kind of wrestling around. Next, I'm going to go into the different styles of wrestling. So the first one I'm going to go over is Greco-Roman. This dates back all the way back to ancient Greece and Rome, based off the name you can see. According to Yathania Nag's 2024 article, What is Greco-Roman Wrestling? From Rules to Olympic History, published by the Olympics, one of the 9 original sports to feature at the 1896 Summer Olympics in Athens, the first modern Olympic Games, Greco-Roman wrestling holds a special place in Olympic history. So Greco is one of the original 9 sports in the Olympics. This sport is mainly like upper body and like throws. So as you can see, all my pictures are of big men throwing other big men. It's not really done in the U.S. at all. It's mainly just an Olympic thing between different countries and all that. The next one that we have is freestyle. This is also one of the older sports in the Olympics. This also focuses more on upper body, but you're allowed to go for leg attacks in this style. So that guy's about to break that guy's knee. That guy's throwing him. This is the main style that they do in the Olympics. So this is where you'll see all the college wrestlers that go to the Olympics. This is the style that you'll see them wrestle because this is closer to the style that they wrestle in college. And the style they wrestle in college is folk style. This was created in the early 19th century. This is the style that you see most people wrestling in the United States. This is what you'll see the kids, the middle schoolers, the high schoolers, the college people wrestling. This is what you'll see them do. It's kind of a mixture of freestyle and a different. This one, you're allowed to be on the ground for like an entire period and wrestle around and pin someone. Freestyle, if you're on the ground for like 15 seconds, it resets. If no points are scored, it resets back to standing up. But in folk style, you can wrestle, that guy's doing a tilt, so putting him on his back. So that's folk style. Lastly, what it is today, college wrestling is a pretty big thing. The average viewership for the NCAA championship, which is like March Madness for all the basketball people, its average is about 200,000 people watching. But this year, for some reason, it was 703,000 that watched it. It could have been because there's one of the biggest upsets in NCAA history, but that was at the very end of the tournament, so that doesn't really explain why so many people watched it throughout the tournament. The only thing I can think of is maybe because Trump was there, but I don't know if that would pull so many people in to watch it. So to talk about the biggest upset, this is Gable Stevenson. He is an Olympic gold medalist. He is a two-time NCAA champion, and he was wrestling this guy, Wyatt Hendrickson. He just won his first national title against Gable Stevenson, and people claim it to be the biggest upset because until this point, Gable Stevenson had never had a point scored on him all season and was just destroying people. And according to Damon Martin's 2025 article, Wyatt Hendrickson wins Hodge Trophy as nation's best wrestler after massive upset over Gable Stevenson, published by MMA Fighting states. Hendrickson pulling off one of the biggest upsets in college sports history helped catapult him to becoming the nation's best wrestler. So I would say this was probably the biggest upset, and some people would say this is an informative speech. That's argumentative. Damon Martin is a veteran journal and an insider covering combat sports since 2003, so I trust him for what he's saying. So, in conclusion, wrestling has lasted the test of time and has grown in an amazing sport that not only the world loves, but me as well. I hope this has shown you that wrestling isn't something that was just created recently. It is something that has been around for centuries. Now you know that wrestling is one of the oldest sports that has multiple different styles and is still very popular today.